verse number 26. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولقد خلقنا الإنسان من صلصال من حمأ مسنون والجان خلقناه من قبل من نار السموم وإذ قال ربك للملائكة إني خالق بشرا من صلصال من حمأ مسنون فإذا سويته ونفخت فيه من روحي فقعوا له ساجدين فسجد الملائكة كلهم أجمعون إلا إبليس أبى أن يكون مع الساجدين قال يا إبليس ما لك ألا تكون مع الساجدين قال لم أكن لأسجد لبشر خلقته من صلصال من حمأ مسنون قال فاخرج منها فإنك رجيم وإن عليك اللعنة إلى يوم الدين قال رب فأنظرني إلى يوم يبعثون قال فإنك من المنظرين إلى يوم الوقت المعلوم صدق الله العظيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي Surah Al-Hijr, Surah number 15, juz number 14, verse number 26. وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ مِنْ صَلْصَالٍ مِنْ حَمَإٍ مَسْنُونٍ And indeed we have created the insan, the human, min salsal, from sounding clay. Min hama'im masnoon, from sound. Min hama'im masnoon, that from altered mud. Altered, hama'im masnoon, altered mud, which has a sound to it. Wal-janna, and the jinn, khalaqnahu min qabl, before this, in other words, before the creation of the human, we created him min nar as-samum, from smokeless fire. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after describing the ingredients of the world, the earth, what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has, the mountains and the trees and the rivers that He has planted and spread out far and wide in the earth, now moves to the ingredients of the human being. What has He created the human being from? Here the word salsal is used, and hama is used, and masnoon, 3 words. The other words that are used in the Quran are turab, teen, lazib, and then of course you have, apart from salsal, you have fakhar. Salsal and fakhar are similar. The best way to understand the different vocabularies, words that have been used as far as the ingredients of the human being, what he has been created from, is to understand it as stages. That first came turab, which is raw dirt. Then teen. Teen is the dirt that has been mixed with water. Becomes more like with moisture in it. Teen with moisture. Then comes lazib. Teen al-lazib. Lazib means sticky. Because once the earth or the dirt has water in it or moisture, it becomes a little sticky. Then hama is from something that has turned dark. Masnoon, over a period of time, that has been altered over a period of time. Masnoon. You hear this word, this is sunnah, this is masnoon. We'll say miswak is masnoon. Over a period of time, something that takes on its own course because of simply staying for a period of time. It has also been translated masnoon as something that has a smell to it. Not exactly a bad smell or a stench, but some smell to it. Hama'im masnoon, so it has been baked or has turned dark, and this darkness has come due to a course of staying in a certain stage or staying in the state of moisture for a certain amount of time. Salsal is what we call in Urdu kanak tiri, kanak, is sound. Because when this baked clay becomes hard, a sound comes. When you tap it, like a container made out of clay, you tap it, a sound will come. That tingly sound is salsal. And fakhar is also, I said, salsal and fakhar. Fakhar is also a sound, but a much louder, stronger sound. Salsal is a much weaker sound, fakhar is a much stronger sound. So, وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ. Now, since all the vocabulary is in front of you, here 3 words are used: salsal, hama, and masnoon. وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ. And we have created the insan min salsal, from sounding clay, min hama'im masnoon, from altered mud. Wal janna, and the jinn, khalaqnahu, before this we created him, min naris samum, from smokeless fire. The heat, one way to understand is the heat that comes from the fire. وَإِذْ قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ. And when your Lord said to the angels, Inni khalikum basharam min salsalim min haba'im masnoon, that I am going to create bashar, a man, min salsal, from sounding clay, min hama'im masnoon, from altered mud. فَإِذَا سَوَيْتُهُ. This is Allah expressing His intention. He has not yet been fashioned or formed. فَإِذَا سَوَيْتُهُ, when I fashion him, when I proportion him. وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي, and I blow in him مِنْ رُوحِي, from the ruh, from the spirit that I have created for him. فَقَعُوا لَهُ سَاجِدِينَ, then fall into sajda. Fall, all of you, into sujood, into prostration. فَسَجَدَ الْمَلَائِكَةِ, all the angels fell into sujood, kulluhum, all of them, one and all, ajma'un, together, illa iblis, except iblis. Aba an yakuna ma'as sajidin, he refused to become from amongst those who fell into sujood, who fell into prostration. Qala ya iblis, he said, O iblis, ma laka alla takuna ma'as sajidin, what stopped you, what prohibited you from being from amongst those who did sujood? Qala lam akul li asjuda li bashar, Iblis said, lam akul li asjud, I was not one of those to do sujood to a human, to a bashar. I was not one of those who was going to do sujood. In other words, even before you put ruh in him, and even before you created him, when you first expressed your intention to make bashar, to make Adam, from that very moment, I never had the intention to do sujood. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave the order to do sujood. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala expressed His intention first. That when I create him, when I proportion him, and when I put ruh in him, then you are to fall into sujood. Iblis is replying that it was never my intent. to do sujood to him from day one. Lam akul li asjuda li bashar. I was not the one to do sujood to a bashar, to a man. Khalaqtahu min salsalin min hama'in masnoon, whom you have created from sounding clay, from altered mud. قال فاخرج منها فإنك رجيم. Allah said, فاخرج منها, get out from here. فإنك رجيم, for you are accursed. وَإِنَّ عَلَيْكَ اللَّعْنَةَ, and upon you is la'nat, curse, إِلَى يَوْمِ الدِّينِ, till the day of judgment. This story of the creation of Adam alayhi salam and Iblis refusing to do sujood has been mentioned twice before in the Quran, once in Surah Baqarah and once in Surah Araf. But there's a different angle to it. The angle is different. Here, the angle in Surah Hijr is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Iblis and Allah, as you will come to see. That a dialogue takes place between Iblis and Allah Azza wa Jal. In Surah Baqarah, it's between Iblis and Adam alayhi salam. قال فإنك قال ربي Iblis said, O my Lord, O my Master, فأنذرني إلى يوم يبعثون, give me respite, give me time, إلى يوم يبعثون, till the day of resurrection, till the day of resurrection. قال فإنك من المنظرين حب الشهوات من النساء والبنين والقناطير المقنطرة من الذهب والفضة. The world itself has been made appealing. Who doesn't like comfort, luxury, good food, nice sporty car? But how will Shaitan make it beautiful? Is he will make the wrong thing seem, the path of sin, the path of error, the path of falsehood, he will make that beautiful, that appealing. Illa وَلَأُغْوِيَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ, and I will mislead all of them. I will take all of them with me into Jahannam. I will mislead all of them. إِلَّا عِبَادَكَ مِنْهُمُ الْمُخْلَصِينَ, except for your chosen, except those who are chosen, except those with whom, from amongst them, whom you have chosen. Mukhlas. One is mukhlis, ikhlas, sincerity, and one is mukhlas. قال هذا صراط علي مستقيم. Allah said, هذا صراط, this is the path, علي مستقيم, this is the straight path, علي مستقيم. One is إلي مستقيم, yani this is the straight path that leads towards me. Alayya means it is incumbent upon me. This is the straight path which is incumbent upon me to guide others to it. But then the question is, there's nothing that is incumbent upon Allah. Is there anything that Allah has to do? Inna ibadi laysa laka alayhim sultanun. Indeed, my servants, laysa laka alayhim sultanun, you have no authority over them. You will have no power over them. It's fascinating how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala refers to His servants, us, and even the worst of the worst as ibadi, my servants. Ya ibadi alladhina asrafu ala anfusihim. O my servants who have transgressed beyond limits, beyond any limits. They have crossed all boundaries. They have crossed all limits. How does Allah refer to them? How does Allah address them? O my servants who have crossed all limits and wronged themselves in every way possible. La taqnatu min rahmatillah. Do not lose hope in the mercy of Allah. Again, inna ibadi, indeed my servants, لَيْسَ لَكَ عَلَيْهِمْ سُلْطَانٌ. You will have no power over them. إِلَّا مَنِ اتَّبَعَكَ مِنَ الْغَاوِينَ. Except the one who follow you in ghawi, in their error. Those who choose to follow you, those who on their own want to follow you because of crookedness in them, because of their stubbornness to accept the truth, those are the ones who follow you. Well, they will follow you. وَإِنَّ جَهَنَّمَ لَمَوْعِدُهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. And indeed Jahannam, oh, we didn't answer that. قَالَ رَبِّي بِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي. Oh my Lord, because you misled me. What does he say? Because you misled me. Well, did Allah mislead him? Of course not. But one is, for the sake of argument, a person can say anything, can't he? A person will say anything just for the sake of argument. وَإِنَّ جَهَنَّمَ لَمَوْعِدُهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. And indeed Jahannam is the promised place for all of them. You, shayateen, Iblis, shayateen, and all those who follow you, مَوْعِدَهُمْ, Jahannam is the promised place. لَهَا سَبْعَةُ أَبْوَابٍ. It has 7 gates. How many? 7. Oh. There's a verse in the Quran regarding Jannah. لَهَا ثَمَانِيَةَ أَبْوَابٍ. It has 8 gates. سَبْعَةُ أَبْوَابٍ لِكُلِّ بَابٍ مِّنْهُمْ جُزْءٌ مَقْسُومٌ. For each gate, minhum, there is a point, there is a designated, or should I say, juz'un maqsum. Juz, you understand juz, right? We use juz. Juz means a part, a group. A group, maqsum, that has been divided, that has been set apart from the others. There is a group that has been set apart from the others for each gate. One gate is depending on the different sins. This is what Mufassirin have explained, the majority. Some have gone towards sab'ah, that 7 is not really a number to be taken literally, means many gates. That Jahannam will have many gates. Whether there's 7 gates or many gates, as for Jannah, you have a gate, يَدْخُلُ مِنْهَا الصَّائِمُونَ. The fasting people will enter through that gate. And what is that gate called? Rayyan. يَدْخُلُ مِنْهَا الصَّائِمُونَ. Well, those people who are fasting people who will enter through Jannah, who will enter Jannah through that gate. The other people who are entering Jannah, paradise, well, weren't they people who fasted? They were also people who what? Fasted. But why these people who are entering through this gate? Because their specialty was fasting. They loved fasting. They couldn't wait for the month of Ramadan. And every opportunity they got, they fasted. If you're just doing the plain fasting in the month of Ramadan and you can't wait till Ramadan is over, probably that gate is not for you. So that gate is for the people that was their, should I say, expertise, fasting. So similarly, in Jahannam, there'll be a gate for alcoholics, gate for gamblers, gate for thieves, gate for murderers. Does that mean that this thief, he didn't drink? Of course he did, right? But his specialty was what? Theft. لِكُلِّ بَابٍ مِّنْهُمْ جُزْءٌ مَقْسُومٌ. Usually one sin leads to another. Sandy police were talking to them the other day, and he said 90% of the crime in Sandy is drug related. Even though it's theft, they might break into someone's house to steal money, but why are they breaking into someone's house to steal money? so they could buy drugs. They said 90% is drug related. Innal muttaqina fi jannatin wa uyun. Compare and contrast. Innal muttaqin, indeed muttaqin, the God-fearing, fi jannatin wa uyun, are in gardens and uyun, rivers and springs. Udkhuluha bi salamin aminin. Enter it bi salamin aminin, in peace and tranquility, with peace and security. Innal muttaqin, the God-fearing, those who have taqwa, those who are God-conscious, for them is orchards, gardens, and rivers. That's third person. What is that? Third person. Enter it. This is what? Second person. Udkhuluha, the one who's reciting the Quran. Udkhuluha. You will see this in thousands of places in the Quran where Allah switches from third person to second person. Thousands is probably exaggeration. Hundreds of places in the Quran where Allah switches from third person to second person, from second person to third person. That's one explanation. Why? Let me explain. Let's say there's a snowstorm, you're at the airport, stranded, hundreds of flights have been canceled, thousands of passengers are waiting to get to their destination. Finally, there's a flight, direct flight to your hometown. An announcement is made that we have a few available seats. We have a few available seats. Now the hundreds of people who are waiting at the gate, they're thinking, few available seats, maybe it's me, maybe it's not, I'm never that lucky, it's probably not me. Then the lady says, Zubair Ahmed, Amanullah, please proceed to the gate. We're boarding. Now that surprise, that pleasure that you just received, where it went from third person to second person, that brings a different type of enjoyment and excitement. So innal muttaqina fi jannatin wa uyun. Indeed, those who are God conscious are in gardens and rivers. Udkhuluha, second person, addressing you. Enter it. Bi salamin aminin, with peace and security. Wa naza'na ma fi sudurihim min ghil. And we will remove ma fi sudurihim, what is in their hearts. Allah says we will remove what is in their chests. Min ghil, ghil, the ill feelings. The ill feelings. Ikhwanan, brothers. Ala sururim mutaqabili, sitting face to face on thrones. Sometimes people could be annoying, and there is nothing wrong. You don't have to like everyone. You don't have to get along with everyone. You have to say salam to everyone, but that's about it. But there are some people who you probably can't stand. And that's human, gets along perfectly well with each other. So, whatever, and sometimes it's because of something they said, something they've done in the past, or some vibes you get from them, or the way they behave, or they're weird, or they're awkward, for whatever reason. Ghil. And you try your best to remove it, but you can't. It's just like water and fire. The two of you just can't get along, right? Is that one cousin in the family or whatever? وَنَزَعْنَا, Quran says وَنَزَعْنَا. Well, you can't remove it. Allah will remove it. وَنَزَعْنَا مَا فِي صُدُورِهِم مِّنْ غِلٍّ. We will remove that ill feeling that you have towards one another. And then when that ill feeling is removed, what happens? Ikhwanan, your brothers, right? Ala sururin, then you're sitting face to face. You couldn't bear to see his face. But now that ghil is no longer there, that ill feeling is no longer there, so you're sitting facing each other in Jannah. لا يمسهم لا يمسهم فيها نصب وما هم منها بمخرجين. No fatigue will come to them, nor will they ever be made to leave. Never will they be asked to leave. No fatigue. Nabbi ibadi. Sometimes we want to do something, but we are so tired, right? You really want to go for a hike, but you're so tired you cannot. No fatigue. Imagine, no fatigue. La yamassuhum fiha nasab. No fatigue will ever come to the dwellers of Jannah. Wa ma hum minha bimukhrajin. Nor will you be asked to leave. Even if you're in a 5-star hotel, 4 seasons, if it's checkout time, someone will say, come and knock or call and remind you that checkout time is 10 a.m. نبئ عبادي أني أنا الغفور الرحيم وأن عذابي هو العذاب الأليم. And this verse is one of the most fascinating verses. نبئ عبادي, inform my servants that indeed I am most forgiving, most merciful. وَأَنَّ عَذَابِي, and indeed my punishment, it is severe punishment. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has encapsulated both. But what is the emphasis on? The emphasis is on Allah being merciful and forgiving. If you look at the text, at the vocabulary, nabbi ibadi, inform my servants. Okay, that much. Anni, indeed, I. Ana, again, I. The word I was expressed very clearly, anni. But then here comes anni, ana, al-Ghafur rahim. That indeed I, yes, me, I am Ghafur rahim, and my punishment is severe. So what's the emphasis? Asal, Allah is merciful. Yes, He does punish. Yes, He does have Jahannam. Yes, it does have 7 gates. And yes, there is a burning blaze of fire in it. But asal, the essence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not vengeful, it's not bearing down His wrath and punishment and torment. His asal, His essence, is mercy and forgiveness. Now, after this whole episode of the creation of Adam and Iblis, and Iblis's refusal to bow down, Jannah and Jahannam being mentioned, now comes 4 stories. The story of Ibrahim alayhi salam, the story of Lut alayhi salam, Ashabul Ayka, and Ashabul Hijr. Ashabul Ayka are the people of Shuaib alayhi salam, and Ashabul Hijr are the people of Salih alayhi salam, known as the nation of Thamud. Then the surah ends with some advice and counsel to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Okay, وَنَبِّئْ عَنْ ضَيْفِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ, and inform them about the guests of Ibrahim. إِذْ دَخَلُوا عَلَيْهِ, when they came to him. فَقَالُوا سَلَامًا, and they said salam. قَالَ إِنَّا مِنْكُمْ وَجِلُونَ, Ibrahim alayhi salam said, indeed we are afraid of you. We, me and my family members, are afraid of you. This was mentioned, right, in the surah. Surah Hud, I believe it was. In that surah, they did not eat the food. Ibrahim alayhi salam presented the food to them, and they did not eat the food, they did not touch the food, and then Ibrahim alayhi salam said that I am afraid of you. Here it doesn't mention Ibrahim alayhi salam presenting any food. So why would Ibrahim alayhi salam be afraid? Well, the reason is obvious, as I mentioned back there. that if a person does not eat your food, does not break bread with you, that was a sign that he intended to do harm to you. Once you broke bread with a person, then you were at peace. He was at peace with you and you were at peace with him because you had broken bread with him. قَالُوا لَا تَوْجَ. Another explanation is, well, these are Ibrahim alayhi salam and his family lived in a place where he didn't have many visitors. All of a sudden these visitors come from nowhere, right? Anyone would be afraid. But the explanation I gave before, where the incident of Ibrahim alayhi salam presenting food and they didn't touch the food, and then Ibrahim alayhi salam said, I'm afraid of you, that makes better sense. Anyhow, informed them about the guests of Ibrahim alayhi salam. When they came to him, they said, Salam, peace. قَالَ إِنَّا مِنْكُمْ وَجِلُونَ. Ibrahim alayhi salam said, we are indeed afraid of you. قَالُوا لَا تَوْجَلْ. They said, do not be afraid. إِنَّا نُبَشِّرُكَ بِغُلَامٍ عَلِيمٍ. We give you the glad tidings of a son who will possess knowledge. They're giving the glad tidings of who? Ishaq alayhi salam. When it comes to Ismail alayhi salam, the word Halim is used, not Alim. Halim. Halim, forbearing. Who has forbearance, sabr, to the max. There's a difference. When it comes to sacrifice, who was sacrificed? Ismail alayhi salam. Right? And when Ibrahim alayhi salam tells his son Ismail that I have seen a dream, I'm being instructed to slaughter, to sacrifice you, what does he say? If al-ma tu'mar, do what you have been ordered to do, satajiduni insha'Allahu minas sabirin. You will find me from amongst the patient ones, those who have patience. So over there, patience, hilm, forbearance is required. So the word that is used for Ismail is Halim. Here Ishaq alayhi salam, which word is used? Alim, possessing knowledge, which was the trait of Anbiya. Anbiya possessed knowledge. And thousands upon thousands of Anbiya, prophets, came from the progeny of Ishaq alayhi salam. We give you the glad tidings of a son, Alim, who will possess knowledge. قَالَ أَبَشَّرْتُمُونِي. He said, Ibrahim alayhi salam said, are you giving me the glad tidings? Ala ammasani al-kibr, even though old age has touched me. فَبِمَا تُبَشِّرُونَ. What is this glad tidings? In other words, how will it come to be? قَالُوا بَشَّرْنَاكَ بِالْحَقِّ. We give you the glad tidings with truth. فَلَا تَكُمْ مِنَ الْقَانِتِينَ. Do not be from amongst those who doubt. قَالَ وَمَنْ يَقْنُتْ مِنْ رَحْمَتِهِ. Or the ones who lose hope. Do not be from amongst the ones who lose hope. قَالَ وَمَنْ يَقْنُتْ مِنْ رَحْمَتِهِ. Ibrahim alayhi salam replied, only those who have gone astray are the ones who lose hope in the mercy of their Lord. قَالَ فَمَا خَطْبُكُمْ. Ibrahim alayhi salam said, فَمَا خَطْبُكُمْ. What is your mission? Khatab, khutbah, something very important. A marriage proposal is called khitbah. Khatab, khatbukum. Fama khatbukum ayyuhal mursalun. What is your mission, O messengers? Qalu inna ursilna ila qawmin mujrimin. They said, we have been sent towards the group of people who are criminals, who are polytheists, who are sinners, who are wrongdoers. Illa ala Lut, except for the family of Lut. Inna lamunajjuhum ajma'een. We will save all of them together. We will save all of them, one and all. Illa imra'atahu, except for his wife. Qaddarna, muqaddar, qaddarna. It has been decided, innaha laminal ghabirin, that she will be from amongst the one who stays behind. Falamma ja'a ala Lutin al-mursaleen. And when the messengers, the angels, came to the family of Lut alayhi salam, قَالَ إِنَّكُمْ قَوْمٌ مُنْكَرُونَ. Lut alayhi salam said, إِنَّكُمْ قَوْمٌ مُنْكَرُونَ. You, Urdu, you with a beautiful translation, opre. That means you look, really know who you are. It's not, strangers is too strong of a word. Something you कोई जाने पहचाने नहीं लगते हो. You see, you don't look familiar. That's munkarun. You don't look familiar. Who's saying this? Lut alayhi salam to the angels. قالوا بل جئناك بما كانوا فيه يمترون. They said, indeed, rather, جئناك, we have come to you, بما كانوا فيه يمترون. We have come to you. In other words, with the news of the punishment. بما كانوا فيه يمترون. Do not be from amongst those who doubt. وأتيناك بالحق, and we have come to you with the truth. وإنا لصادقون, and we are truthful. فأسري بأهلك بقطع من الليل, and go with your family in a portion of the night. واتبع أدبارهم, and stay behind them. Lut alayhi salam is being instructed that he should be لا يلتفت منكم أحد, and none of you should look towards the back. وَامْضُوا حَيْثُ تُؤْمَرُونَ, and go forward as you have been instructed. Again, the sequence changes. What happens? If you remember where the story of Lut alayhi salam came before, they come, the people of the town find out that these angels, obviously in the form of human beings, very handsome, have come. So the people of the town, the sinners, they want to, they have their own evil plans. And then the angels say, Lut, don't worry. They can't touch us. We're not human, we're angels. Right? Here, it's been flipped. What's mentioned first? The punishment is mentioned first. And then comes the people. وَقَضَيْنَا إِلَيْهِ ذَلِكَ الْأَمْرِ وَقَضَيْنَا إِلَيْهِ ذَلِكَ الْأَمْرِ, and we have decided that matter, أَنَّ دَابِرَ هَؤُلَاءِ, that the root of all these people, مَقْطُوعٌ مُصْبِحِينَ, will be cut off in the morning. They will be cut off. In other words, we will take them and eradicate them, terminate them, exterminate them from their roots. وَجَاءَ أَهْلُ الْمَدِينَةِ يَسْتَبْشِرُونَ, and the people of the town, Ahlul Madina, the people of the town came, yastabshirun, joyful. So what happened first? The punishment was mentioned first, and then the people of the town came. There's nothing that says the story has to be mentioned in the same sequence, does it? No. As a matter of fact, it's a sign of a person lying, that when he narrates the story, he narrates it, you ask him to say the story twice, he'll say it in the exact same way, without missing a beat, without missing any details. That's one of the signs that person is not telling the truth. Because it is very natural for a person, when he tells what happens to the police, the first time he didn't remember all the details, second time he remembered a few more details, third time he remembered something else that he had forgotten the first time or the second time. That's very natural. What's unnatural is that he tells his story to the police the second time and the third time and the fourth time in the exact same way, in the exact same order. Wattaqullah. Qala inna ha'ula'i. So the people of the town came joyful. Qala inna ha'ula'i dhayfi fala tafdahun. Lut alayhi salam said, these are my guests. Do not put me to shame. Wattaqullah, and fear Allah. Wala tukhzun, and do not disgrace me. Qalu awalam nanhaka anil alamin. They said, did we not stop you, anil alamin, from the people? In other words, Lut alayhi salam, didn't we tell you not to bother? Didn't we tell you not to bother us and let us do what we want to do? Qala ha'ula'i banati. Lut alayhi salam said, these are my daughters, in kuntum fa'ilin, if you are going to do. In other words, if you are going to express your lust, then do it in the halal way and marry them. In kuntum fa'ilin, if you are to do it. Mufassirin have gone towards the women of the town are the spiritual daughters of the Prophet. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself said, "Ana lakum bi manzilatil walid." I am to you as a father is to his children. So a prophet is the spiritual father. Yes. Teachers can relate. Teachers can relate to this. Sometimes they call their students kids. Speaking as if they're their own kids. When they're not their kids, they're what? When they're talking to their friends, they'll say, "My kids," and they're referring to 32 kids in their classroom. But what does the teacher say? "My kids." And someone who's not a teacher will say, "Which kids?" So a teacher, and that's why some ulama have said that a teacher has more rights than a father. They've gone to that extent. Why? Because the father, he just puts food on the table for you. But a teacher shows you the path to Jannah. A spiritual teacher will show you the path to Jannah. But anyhow, both are to be respected highly. So yes, whether it's a spiritual teacher or a prophet, he is a spiritual father. That's why there's two people who can never be jealous. Siblings are jealous. Brother is jealous of brothers. Husband is jealous of wife. Wife is jealous of husband. Husband is jealous of wife if she's making more money than him. Could be. But two people can never be jealous. Parents are never jealous towards their children. They actually want their children to excel more than they have ever excelled in their life. They want the father wants their son, their daughters to go where they have never gone. And teacher is never jealous of his students. He wants his students to have more knowledge than he did. He wants his students to become more famous than him. And actually, it's a little selfish if you look at it, because if the student gains knowledge and becomes more famous, who benefits? Who benefits ultimately? The teacher, because they're going to say, "It's what? So-and-so's student." Right? And who benefits also when it comes to children excelling? Parents will benefit. Okay. قال هؤلاء بناتي إن كنتم فاعلين لعمرك إنهم لفي سكرتهم يعمهون. لعمرك, this is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes an oath on the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Aapki jaan ki qasam. Innahum, I swear by your life, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Innahum, indeed they, lafi sakratihim ya'mahun, are wandering around blind in their intoxication. When a person's desire is overwhelmed by his desire, whether it's the love of dunya or lust, then his intelligence has taken second place. Logic and reason and rational has taken a back seat. Now his desire is leading him. فَأَخَذَتْهُمُ السَّيْحَةُ مُشْرِقِينَ. Then a shriek took them at sunrise. Mushriqeen, Ishraq. فَجَعَلْنَا عَالِيَهَا سَافِلَهَا. We made its upper portion, its bottom portion. Allah switched the earth. وَأَمْطَرْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ. 3 punishments are being mentioned. Number 1, shriek. Number 2, flipped. The whole earth was flipped. وَأَمْطَرْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ حِجَارَةً مِّن سِجِّيلٍ. And the third, and we rained upon them stones of baked clay. إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِلْمُتَوَسِّمِينَ. Indeed in this are signs. Indeed in this are signs for mutawassimin. What translation do you have for mutawassimin? Someone who stands out is mutawassimin. Inna fi dhalika la'ayatin lil mutawassimin. Those who stand out in their intelligence and their ability and their capabilities. Wa innaha labi sabilin muqim. And indeed this town or these townships, these villages, these cities, labi sabilin muqim, are on the open highway, on the open road. The road that leads from Yemen to Makkah, in this road. وَإِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَةٍ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And indeed, in it are signs for the believers. وَإِنْ كَانَ أَصْحَابُ الْأَيْكَةِ لَظَالِمِينَ. And indeed, the people of Ayka were the wrongdoers. Who were the people of Ayka? Shuaib alayhi salam, the people of Shuaib. Ayka is also known as a tree. Some have said that they used to worship this tree. That's why they're called the people of Ayka. فَانْتَقَمْنَا مِنْهُمْ. We took vengeance on them. وَإِنَّهُمَا لَبِإِمَامٍ مُبِينٍ. And these two, which ones? The previous one, Lut alayhi salam people, and the people of Ayka, the people of Shuaib alayhi salam. They are on the open highway. وَلَقَدْ كَذَّبَ أَصْحَابُ الْحِجْرِ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. There's two ways. They didn't have the Suez Canal, so all the trade existed basically overseas and came up to Yemen. So the trade from India and China came up to where? What is now currently Yemen. And then the trade in the north, right? Where did that end up? That ended up in Syria, Sham. Now what connected Sham and Yemen? What connected Sham, Syria in the north, and Yemen in the south, right? This trade route that the people of Makkah, actually the great-great-grandfather of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, had established this trade route. He was a genius. So he established this trade route. Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam bin Abdullah bin Abdul Muttalib bin Hashim bin Abd Manaf. Abd Manaf had established this trade route. And he had taken permission, written guarantees and contracts from all the people living on these trade routes that they would be allowed to trade. So Makkah, being a desert, being in the middle of a desert, was able to trade north and south. North they would trade when? In the summer. South they would trade in the Hijr al-Mursaleen. Indeed, the people of the Hijr, this is the name of the surah, the people of Hijr denied the messengers. Who did we say were the people of Hijr? Hijr is Hajar, rock, Hajar Aswad. Hijr is rocky, something that's rocky tracks or pathway. We said the people of Hijr were Samud, the nation of Samud. وَآتَيْنَاهُمْ آيَاتِنَا. And we gave them our signs. فَكَانُوا أَنْهَا مُعْرِضِينَ. They were averse to it. وَكَانُوا يَنْحِتُونَ مِنَ الْجِبَالِ بُيُوتًا آمِنِينَ. And they used to carve homes, dwellings in mountains, آمِنِينَ, in security, feeling safe and secure. What happened? فَأَخَذَتْهُمُ السَّيْحَةُ. A shriek took them. مُصْبِحِينَ, in the early hours of the morning. فَمَا أَغْنَى عَنْهُمْ مَا كَانُوا يَكْسِبُونَ. And what they were doing, what they had earned, could not save them. وَمَا خَلَقْنَا السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. And وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ. And we have not created the heavens and the earth and whatever is in between without a purpose. We have not created this إِلَّا بِالْحَقِّ, except with the truth. In other words, except for a high purpose. وَإِنَّ السَّاعَةَ, and the hour, لَآتِيَةٌ, is coming. فَاسْفَحِ السَّفْحَ الْجَمِيلِ. So overlook them. Safh al-Jameel means in beautiful, with grace. Jameel, with grace. So overlook them with graceful overlooking. Inna rabbaka huwa al-khallaqul alim. Indeed, your Lord, He is the high, all-knowing Creator. وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَاكَ, and we have given you, O Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, سَبْعًا مِنَ الْمَثَانِ, 7 often repeated. 7 often repeated. وَالْقُرْآنَ الْعَظِيمِ, and the grand Qur'an. What is the 7 often repeated? Simple explanation is Surah Fatiha and the grand Qur'an. Surah Fatiha is part of the Quran, but it's mentioned separately. Why? It shows the distinction of Surah Fatiha. I can say to, I'm giving you this team of volunteers. I'm giving you this team of volunteers, 10 people to help with the Sunday barbecue, and I'm giving you this brother. That means this brother, he has the ability to lead this team of 10. He is the team leader. Isn't he part of the team of volunteers? Yes, he is. But I say, I'm giving you this group of 10 volunteers, and I'm giving you this brother. Sab'an min al-mathani, 7. If you open a Quran that has been printed in the subcontinent, you will find that Surah Fatiha has 6 verses. They make 7 verses from Sirat al-Ladina an'amta alayhim, is verse number 6. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين is verse number 7. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, according to Imam Abu Hanifa rahmatullah alayhi, is not part of a surah. So therefore it's not part of Surah Fatiha either. Whereas if you open the other Qurans printed in other regions of the world, in the Middle East, you will find Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is ayat number 1. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is ayat number 1. Then of course Sirat al-Ladina an'amta alayhim ghayr al-maghdubi alayhim wala dhalleen is ayat number 7. And you don't have to go through that modification. But that's a fiqh discussion. لا تمدن عينيك إلى ما متعنا به أزواجا منهم. Do not stretch your eyes, do not look at them, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to what we have given them, to these classes, azwajam minhum, to these classes of people, the elite. Do not look at them. وَلَا تَحْزَنْ عَلَيْهِمْ, and do not grieve over them. This is not Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam looking at them and thinking, oh, the people, the elite, those who had wealth in Makkah, oh, how I wish I could have this wealth. Because that, astaghfirullah, would be what the people said when they saw Qarun. What did they say? Quran says, Ya layta lana mithla ma utiya Qarun. Oh, how we wish we had the wealth of Qarun. Innahu ladhu hazin azim. He's very lucky. And when those same people saw Qarun, when those same people saw him being sunk into the earth, they said, Lawla manna Allahu alayna. If Allah's fadl would not have been upon us, then we would have also been sunk into the earth like Qarun has been sunk into the earth. That's not Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam looking at the elite, the wealthy, wishing that he had what they had. No, that's not what is intended. Different explanations have been given here that do not look at their elite, the wealth they have been given. One is Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam hoping that if these people accept Islam, then the leaders, the affluent, those who have wealth, then the others will also follow. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam's goal is what? Hidayat for everyone. Sometimes we fall into this same trap also. Oh, if the governor accepts Islam, or if this person accepts Islam, if this celebrity accepts Islam, we get excited. Michael Jackson accepted Islam. Allah is saying that this message is so high and above anyone or anything, it does not matter how affluent the person is, how wealthy the person is. This message stands on its own. This message stands on its own. وَقُلْ إِنِّي أَنْهَا وَلَا وَاخْفِضْ جَنَاحَكَ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. And lower your wings, your shoulders for the believers. In other words, be very humble with the believers, with the Sahaba. Sometimes we don't value the people who are with us, the people who are with us, who listen to us. And then we go after people who are not, trying to bring them in our camp. وَقُلْ إِنِّي أَنَا النَّذِيرُ الْمُبِينُ. And say that I am a plain warner to you. كَمَا أَنزَلْنَا عَلَى الْمُقْتَسِمِينَ. As I have revealed on the muqtasimin, those who have taken qasam, or those who have divided, the dividers. الَّذِينَ جَعَلَ الْقُرْآنَ عِضِينَ. Those who took the Quran apart into pieces. Who would say, oh, we accept this part of the Quran and we don't accept this part of the Quran. فَوَرَبِّكَ لَنَسْأَلَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. فَوَرَبِّكَ, your Lord swears by you, لَنَسْأَلَنَّهُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. We will surely ask all of them. We will put the question on them. أَمَّا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. What they had been doing. فَاسْدَعْ بِمَا تُؤْمَرْ. Proclaim, declare, announce what you have been instructed. وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْمُشْرِكِينَ. And disregard the polytheists. إِنَّا كَفَيْنَاكَ الْمُسْتَهْزِئِينَ. We are sufficient for those who mock you. For those who mock Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who ridicule Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we are sufficient. All these verses tie to the beginning of the surah. This happens many times. If you recall, we were at the beginning of the surah last Friday. So if you recall, what did they say? الَّذِي نُزِّلَ يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِي نُزِّلَ عَلَيْكَ الْقُرْآنِ إِنَّكَ لَمَجْنُونَ. They said, oh, the one on whom wahi is being sent, we think you are crazy. We think you are insane. That was the beginning of the surah. And what's the answer here at the end of the surah? Inna kafaynaka al-mustahzi'in. We are sufficient for you, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. الذين يجعلون مع الله إلها آخر فسوف يعلمون. Those who make a deity with Allah, who stand a parallel with Allah, فسوف يعلمون. They will soon come to know. What will they come to know? What was the beginning of the surah? Quran, it said, ذَرْهُمْ يَأْكُلُوا وَيَتَمَتَّعُوا فَسَوْفَ يَعْلَمُونَ. Leave them, eat, drink, enjoy, they will soon come to know. وَلَقَدْ نَعْلَمْ أَنَّكَ يَضِيقُ صَدْرُكَ بِمَا يَقُولُونَ. And indeed we know, O Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that your chest becomes narrow, becomes tight because of what they are saying. فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ. So glorify your Lord. وَقُمْ مِنَ السَّاجِدِينَ. And be from amongst those who do sujood. وَعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ. This is the answer to their ridicule. This is what Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is being instructed to do in response to their mocking. وَعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينُ. And worship your Lord till certainty comes to you. Till that which is certain comes to you. What is certain? There's only two things that are certain in America: death and taxes. وَعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينُ. Quran says, and worship your Lord till that which is certain comes to you. In other words, death. Well, that's the end of the surah. Next surah is Surah Nahl. Stop here, inshallah.